Hi, this is Mr. Max. So the question paper that I'm doing is the one I gave to my learners at Cardival Private School, the AS level learners. All right. I'm going to do the questions in parts, and you will also see in the description below the video, you will see there's a link. You click on it, and then that gives you definitely the question paper because I put it onto my Google Classroom. Okay, so let's start with the first question. It says a curve has the equation y equals to 2x squared minus 3x. Then they say find the set of values of x for which y is greater than 9. Okay, so clearly this is what we refer to as solving quadratic inequalities. All right, so this can actually be written as 2x squared minus 3x is greater than 9. Okay, so obviously it becomes 2x squared minus 3x minus 9 is greater than 0. All right, so because that is the case and a is greater than 0, if you were to sketch, you're going to get a particular function like that. And we have got a greater than, so the solutions appear above. Okay, they appear above. So what we'll do is we'll make this an equation. Okay, and we're going to solve this equation. And once we solve this equation, we are going to look at the two values of x, and then we are going to continue finalizing. So factorizing this, you're going to have x minus 3, 2x plus 3 equals to 0. So I'm doing this in equation in order for me to find these particular values here. Okay, right. And also take note, it's not or equal to, so it will not be included. So first, this is going to be 2x plus 3 is equal to 0, or x plus 3, but no, sorry, rather, that is x minus 3 is equal to 0. So one answer will be x equals to 3 divided by 2. The other one will be x equals to 3. Okay, so the solution here, that is 3, and that is, in this case, it's going to be minus 3 over 2, minus 1.5 minus 3 over 2. So what are the solutions then? Because we're dealing with inequalities now. So one of our solutions, and I'm just going to write it in red here. So the solution will be x is greater than 3. This is this part here. Or x is less than minus 3 over 2. So these are the solution to that particular set of values that you are supposed to find. Okay, above the x-axis. Right, so the second part says you are supposed to express 2x squared minus 3x in vertex form. Okay, now there are many ways you can do this. Some people, they use the axis of symmetry, where they say x equals to minus b over 2a, and then you look at the value of b, you divide it by 2a. Right, so the value of b happens to be minus 3, and the value of a happens to be 2. Right, so this is going to give you 3 over 4. And it's always also easy to take the a value. So they will say y equals to 2 in bracket. Now in bracket you can say x minus 3 over 4. Remember, it will be opposite whatever this value is, because this gives you, if that is the parabola, that gives you the axis of symmetry. All right, okay, so if you put it within here, it has to be the opposite. So we need to now only find where the value of c as indicated. So the way we do that is we take our answer of 3/4 and we substitute it into, so we say f of 3/4, for example, you substitute it everywhere into where that value is in order for us to find this particular part of our answer. Okay, so that is going to be 2 raised to the power, it's going to be 3 over 4 all squared minus 3 in brackets 3 over 4. Okay, so that gives us the y value, which is minus 9 over 8. Alright, so minus 9 over 8, and then simply put, you can then decide, okay, so this value here will be minus 9 over 8. And this is how that is written in vertex form. But the question also demands us to find the vertex, which means, you know, that particular point there on the graph, that point, what would it be? We call it the turning point. So it's going to be 3/4 comma negative 9 over 8, or you can give them as decimals. All right, so there are many ways to do that. I've decided just to go ahead using the method of, you can also use the completing the square method. Good. I've got the second question here. It says the equation of a curve is y equals to 2x plus 12 upon x, and the equation of a line is y plus x is equal to k. K is a constant. They are saying you're supposed to find the set values for which the line does not meet the curve. Right. So these things make me think directly of the discriminant. So I'm going to have to use that somewhere. First, you're going to take the two and you're going to equate them. Now, there are many ways you can do that. Okay. I will write y plus x equals to k as y equals to, let me just save small space. All right, I'm going to write it as y equals to k minus x. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this y equals to this business and y equals to that business, and I'm going to equate them. So I'm going to say 2x plus 12 over x is equal to k minus x. So the idea is to write them in standard form, which is ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0 form. All right. So first, what you're going to do is you have something with that problem. So I'm going to multiply throughout by x. So I'm going to multiply here by x, here by x, and also I'm going to multiply there by x. It's totally up to you. All right, so I'm going to have 2x squared plus 12, x's they cancel, equals to, now on this side I'm going to multiply, it's kx minus x squared. Right, so that's 2x squared plus x squared minus kx plus 12 is equal to 0. That gives me 3x squared minus kx plus 12 is equal to 0. Okay, so there's where we are, and because the lines do not meet, that means that the discriminant will be less than 0. So in this particular case, we're going to have our value of b, and our value of b is minus k all squared minus 4 times 3 times 12 should be less than 0. Okay, you know, I was referring to that. Okay, so well, this becomes k squared, and minus 144 is less than 0. Of course, if you were to think of this and you were to sketch it, for example, well, you'll have k minus 12, k plus 12, right? Let it equal to 0, because I'm going to have some parabola like that, and I'm looking at the solutions. Now, the solution is going to be below, okay? It's going to be below because, let me just change that color there. So we're looking for the solutions below that is there. All right, so once you solve this, you're going to have k equals to 12, or k equals to negative 12, which would be here if you were to solve this equation here. But now our answer should be given as an inequality. And as an inequality, I'm running out of space here, but our answer is k is less than, okay, 12 and greater than negative 12. This here is our final answer. Right, what we're looking for. Because the question is saying you're supposed to find the set of values of k. Right, so I hope you still remember. Now they're saying in the case where k equals to 5. So what I'm going to do, I am going to bring this particular 1 down. Don't have to do the whole thing. So I'm going to say, let's change this maybe to red. I'm going to say 3x squared minus kx plus 12. This is what I know, right? So they are saying in the case where k equals to 15, that means 3x squared minus 15x plus 12 equals to 0. They're asking you to find the coordinates. So we just have to simplify and we have to solve this equation. Okay, right. So if you divide this throughout by 3, you're going to have x squared minus 5x plus 4 equals to 0. Now you're going to have x minus 4 and then x minus 1 equals to 0. So our values of x therefore is 4 and 1. Okay, so these are my two values of x. Now in order for us to find the corresponding y values, all right, I'm going to use my equation. Remember the equation. Let's just go back to the straight line. This straight line here, this equation here. So I'm just going to rewrite it again. Okay, but remember I wrote it like this, so I'm going to use this one, y equals to k minus x. All right, so our equation there was y equals to k minus x. But now we are given that k is equal to 15. So we're going to have 15 minus x. So if I want to find the one, if I say this is a, the x is 4, I have to find the y value. If this is b, x is 1, I have to find the y value. I'm going to substitute them both into this equation. All right, so 15 minus, so I'm going to have 4 here. And once you do that, you're going to get 11. So if x is good, that's going to be 11. So that's one solution. And the other one would be if you have 15 minus 1, right? Once you have 15 minus 1, well, you get 14. So the coordinates then of A is 4, 11, B is 1, 14. Okay, right. So stand by then for the other questions. What I did here is I did question 1 and 2 of the question paper, and I'm also going to do the question 3 and 4 on the next video.